through how to resize your images that you took for the photo documentation assignment. Now, the specifications that they need to be saved at are 500 pixels wide at 300 pixels per inch or dots per inch. So I've got a couple of images that I have saved on my computer. I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to go to where my images are. I've got 3 images here that are different file sizes. One's portrait and a couple of them are horizontal in a format. I'm going to open all of them up. And if you notice, I've got 3 different tabs. If I click on the tab, I can go between these 3 images. And I'm just going to go through how you might resize them. So what you'd want to do to resize the image is go to Image, Image Size. And the first thing I want to do is I actually want to resize it by changing the resolution. So I'm going to uncheck Resample, and what it does is it connects the resolution to the actual physical size of the image. I'm going to change that to 300. Now what I need to do is recheck the resample, and then change the inches to pixels, and then the 500 pixels in width needs to be the longest size. So this is a horizontal format, so I'm going to change this to 500 pixels. And then I'm going to hit OK, and then that has been sized, and I can double check it by going back to image size. It's 500 pixels wide by 300 pixels per inch. And so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this, and you want to save your file as something that is recognizable. So I'm going to call this raspberries, if I could spell raspberry, raspberries, and then JPEG. You might want to call it what the image is in relationship to the assignment. I'm going to hit save and hit OK, and that's the highest quality. Then I'm going to go ahead and X out of that one. Now this one is a little bit different size, so I'm going to go to Image, Image Size, and I am going to uncheck Resample. I'm going to change the resolution, so if you notice this resolution is 72, the other one I think was 200 something. So we're going to change this to 300, recheck Resample, and I'm going to change this to pixels. Change this to 500 and hit OK. We're going to save this as, I'm going to name it, I'll name it Big Cat Resize. And it's important that you save as, so that you're not saving over your original images, because I'm having you save them down at a smaller size than the original image probably is, just so that they're all consistent in size and they're not going to be too large to upload to Canvas. So just make sure you keep your original files and you do a save as to change that name. So I'm going to hit OK. And then this one's a little bit different because this one is a portrait or vertical format, but I'm going to go to Image, Image Size. I'm going to uncheck Resample so it connects the resolution to the size. I'm going to change this to 300, recheck the Resample, and then this one's going to be a little bit different because the width is not the longest side. The height is the longest side. So I'm going to change this to 500 and hit OK. And then this one has been resized, and so I'm going to save this as, and we'll call it trees, and hit OK. And now I've got 3 images that are the same size. And so now if I look here at my file sizes, and I'm going to actually sort this by clicking on Date Modified so I can see the latest time frames. But my images are similar in size. They're right around that 280 to 300 kilobytes. So if your images are larger than that, then you need to double check your sizes. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put your images in a folder. So I'm going to call it final images. You can call it whatever you want. And I'm going to make sure that these 3 images, I'm holding the shift key down to select more than one, put them in that folder. And then what we need to do is we need to zip or compress that folder. And to compress that folder, if I right click, or you can hold control click, and it'll give you a drop down menu. And then what you do is say compress final images, and it'll make you a file that should be the exact same name plus it's .zip, and this is a compressed file. And if you put everything in a folder and compress it, you won't have to upload 40 plus images one at a time to Canvas. I'd actually prefer it because it's going to be easier on my end, but put it all in a folder and zip that folder so it's one compressed file and upload it to Canvas. Okay.